Congratulations for making it this far in the Tony Melo Foundation Entrepreneurship Program 2023. This is a very significant achievement in this program. Now, I want to walk you through the application. That's the second phase of the program. That you've been selected to fill a form in the second level of the program is a very good achievement, but I will encourage you, do not rush to do that. Take your time. Perhaps get all your details right. In this video, I will expose you to the things you will have. I will take you through all the questions to the last. I will take you through all the questions to the very last. Then I will expose you to the things you need to do and how to answer these questions. It is very important. But before that, I need to say this. We are a business consulting firm located in Port Harcourt, and our interest is in helping African entrepreneurs access funding. We are not an affiliate of the Tony Melo Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. I want to repeat, Sanka Empire is not an affiliate of the Tony Melo Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. Neither are we representatives of the foundation. Yes. Now, this video, for some reasons, I will not share my screen with you. Just follow me. This might be a very boring video, no filters, no nothing, but it promised to be very educative, helpful, and insightful. In this video, you will learn how to answer all the questions pertaining your business plan, particularly how to present your problem, write your problem in 50 words, your marketing strategy, and all that. In this video, you will also learn how to make financial projections, the revenue generated, and perhaps the salaries of your employees. In a general term, this video will walk you through the application process on the second phase of this program. So just follow me. It's actually a long video, but follow me to the end. I will try as much as I can to make it short. Now, let us continue. Question 1 to 10 is practically about your personal details, your name, your email address, and other things. So I don't need to tell you how to write your name and all that. Let me quickly start with question 11, which is basically about your business stage. We have 4 stages in business as highlighted by the foundation. The first one is the business idea, the second one is infancy, the third one is growth stage, and the last one, perhaps, which is the fourth one, is the maturity stage. The business idea stage is the earliest stage of your business, where you are perhaps studying your competitors, you are assessing your target markets, and doing some research work. The second stage is infancy, which is believed your business is within 1 to 2 years old. Here is the first stage where revenue generation comes into business. So if your business is within the infancy stage, you should know that you must have generated revenue. And while you fill other parts of the forms, you must be careful. The third stage is the growth stage, which is believed your business is within 3 years to 10 years or more. And the final stage is the maturity stage. Now, do not forget that the foundation is actually out to fund startups, African startups, and you should choose a category that best defines startups. I don't need to tell you that. Do not be scared if your business is at the idea stage. Tell them your business is at the idea stage. As of yesterday, from the statistics I received, it shows that 51% of the businesses are actually at the idea stage, while 49 is in existence. That is either infancy or growth. So you don't need to be worried. 12 to 20 is practically about minor business details that should tell them if your business is registered or not. I don't need to say anything about that for the sake of time, so that this video will not be too long. But I want to start with number 21. Number 21 is actually asking if you've obtained external capital, loan, or whatsoever that's from an outsider, excluding yourself and your family members. If you actually made use of any funds outside yourself, your savings, and your family members in starting your business? It's just a yes or no question. But to me, I would say no. It depends on the type of business you're doing anyway. It depends on the type of business you're doing, and it actually depends on how much you get to start that business. The next question is what amount? Total loan, total capital, total investment, and others. What amount the amount of money you received, and you are asked to put all your figures in dollars. So, in what amount do you receive? What amount do you receive? Why you share that and why that is interesting to know? I will say if you actually receive money, you have to be honest and put it there. But if you have not received money, you cannot skip that question. So you put 0000 in the four columns provided. That will help you. I was supposed to share my screen with you so that you see the questions as we go. But remember, there's a cover there. They instructed that you should not forward the forms, and the form TEF described it as a confidential document, so it must remain or it should remain confidential. I'm only doing this to help you and assist you. 24. In a typical week, how many hours do you work on your business? This is very important. It tells how an investor will actually relate with you. An investor will not relate with you if you do not work full time on your business. So, and for you to work full time in your business, it shows that you've actually worked nothing less than 45 hours a week, 45 to 50 hours a week. So, any number you're putting here should not be less than 45. That's the time you work on your business in a week. Let us look at question 29 to 33. This is actually talking about your competitors. Your competitors. In question 29, it said in your area. And I will advise anytime you are dealing with these questions that started in your area, do not use your states or in your country as your area. No, that will be very vague. What you should do is use your target market. What are your target markets? Perhaps if I am living in Kano State and my business is operating in Sabongari, I will limit my answers to these questions to Sabongari. If I am I'm into poultry farming in Sabongari, my analysis, my comparison will be limited to other firms within that area. Except my business, my target market is beyond that area. Perhaps I'm using an internet business and my target market are selected. Maybe I am into what should I call it? I am selling course online. So my target market should be my competitors should be Udemy and other online education platform. So that one, your community is not limited by region. That time you are limited by your industry. That's it. So in your area, how many employees does a typical firm in your industry have? How many employees? They want to actually assess the number of employees you can accommodate as a person. So when tackling this question, use the best business, the most stable, and the matured business in your industry. So if I'm actually into fish farming, I will use the best fish farm in my area. That is the best thing to do. How many employees does this farm employ in perhaps, and how much do you pay them in a month? That's in your area. You have to use the best while doing this because the foundation actually wants to know how much you can generate. You cannot generate more than or far more than what other people that started their business is doing. Perhaps you are a startup and you are not expected to at this stage outshines your competitors maybe that have been in the business for a long time, unless you do not have such a strong competitor. So the foundation is actually using question 29 to 33 to assess your environment. to assess your business industry, to assess how people need your product or service in your environment, and how saturated the solution to that problem is in your environment. 31 is particularly about the amount of money an entrepreneur in your industry, the amount of money he made. So you, as an entrepreneur, they don't expect that you, as a startup, will make more money than him at this stage. So they are using these questions as trap to get your questions, because there are questions coming from 48 down, where we start talking about your business plan. There are questions that ask some questions asked you about the money you generate, the money you earn, your cost of operation, and all that. And perhaps we are startups. So if someone who has been in business for some time, or a business who has been in existence for some time, is making much more money, or making a particular, let's say, $1,000 every month, you that is coming, they don't expect you to make $2,000 a month. Perhaps you should make less as startups, or maybe business at infancy. So they are actually looking at, yeah, these questions are highly sensitive and technical to actually understand your business very well. And that's why you have to stay with me as I take you through. Because when we get to when we get to the 40s, 50s, and perhaps 60s and 70s, you will understand clearly what I'm talking about. To save time, so that this video will not be too long, let us carefully look at the business plan. The business plan aspect of this form, and this starts from 48. Now, in this very section, we have two different subsections. We have business that has been in existence, and we have business idea. The first one is business that have been in existence. However, they make these two fields very compulsory. You cannot skip. If your business is at the idea stage, you cannot skip this business that at this very section that's meant for business that are in operation. You cannot skip it. So what they do is you fill the both of them. Why you fill the both of them? Understand that the questions are 90% the same. Businesses that are already in existence and businesses that are idea stage, the questions are 90% the same. 90%, just very few things that changes. So it's 90% or more the same. So you feel it honestly. Now, let us look at question 48. Question 48 to 50 is actually talking about your staffs. Number of staffs. You should know, you've in the previous section, you've told the foundation the number of staffs, the average number of staffs that a firm operating in your industry, in your area, employ. You've also told them the amounts they paid their staff, that's their employees. So when you're filling your own, you must be very careful and sensitive on the figures you input here. It's as important as that. So let's look at it critically. What's the number of your staffs you employ? That's for business in existence. There is nothing wrong with you telling them you have only two, one, or no staff at the moment. There is nothing wrong. Particularly for liabilities, that limited liabilities company, you should know that your team is not your staff. Your team is not your staff. That's a management team. They are not your staff. So, and before you assess how much you pay them, that's 48, 49, 50. Before you assess how much you pay them, do your profitability. How much do I generate in a month? Because these questions are technically placed. They ask how much you pay your employees first before they ask you how much you generate in a month. But as a wise applicant, you have to do your profitability. How much do I generate in a month? What is the cost of operation in a month? Then how much is the profit? You must keep your profits. The cost of operations, their salaries of our employees is also part of the cost of operation. So you cannot assign salaries and all that. That's the best thing to do. Do not just rush to submit this form. It is very vital. It is very vital. In your area, or sorry, in your business, how much do you pay your entrepreneur and your employees? You should be able to do that. Then, question 53 is actually asking if you started generating profits and accept your business is in the idea stage. Your answer should be yes. From infancy growth to maturity stage, you've generated profit from infancy. So only businesses at the idea stage that we can say, okay, they are still studying the market, they are still doing market research and other things. So they have not generated profit. But any business that has gone to infancy, from infancy to growth or whatever, you have generated profit. So you should be able to say yes, you've generated revenue. 54 and 55 is actually about the revenue generated and your cost of operation. Cost of operations are your salaries, your rent, electricity bills, and all that. Those overhead costs or charges or fuel you pay just to keep the business running. That's a cost of operation. It does not involve some money used for equipment or starting up the business. No. So 54, well, total revenue generated 55, the cost of operation. Now, for businesses at the idea stage that are filling this part, you can put 00. Yeah, that's okay. Then number 57, when they're talking about how much you earn, that's the profit. You should know that 54 minus 55 gives 57. That's number 54. The figures you put in number 54, you minus it from the figures you put in number 55, then you will get 57. That's how to go about it. The business plan, when you are asked to write the problem statement, and the problem statement has a word limit of 50. You must be very careful while writing the problem statement. Remember the TEF rule. I call it the TEF rule because with my years with the foundation since 2018, I have noticed that the foundation is always interested in this. While writing the problem statement, ensure you quantify your problems in terms of loss of time, money, or any valuable resources. In that one paragraph that you write, 50 words is too small, right? But there's a way you can do it. Quantify your problem, the problem you're solving, in terms of loss of time, money, and other valuable resources, or any other valuable resources. Yes, you should be able to do that. The second thing there is your business model. Your model can actually be a business to business or a business to customer, whatsoever, be able to state it there. And so many persons are you have raw materials, you buy them, some you make them. You should be able to say, okay, I do this, I buy this, I transform it, and I sell this to these people. You should be able to be very specific while answering these questions. Your marketing strategy, whatsoever you're doing, I encourage you to include the place of the information and communication technology that is associated to it. Okay, let me put it in a more simple terms. I encourage you to include the place of social media in all you do in your marketing. You list a marketing strategy. Very important. Your competitors, you mention them, the list of the 3 competitors, mention them. Be free to mention them, don't be scared of them. And the next thing is your competitive advantage. What do you do different from your competitors? You must have that. You must have that. Because without the competitive advantage, without what you do that is different from what others are doing, how will you just come into the market and win customers from them? Actually, building customers' loyalty can also come from frequent communication and instant feedback. That's different from their operating model. But I encourage you that whatsoever you are writing as your competitive advantage should be in the model. Maybe you are making a product, how you make a product. If not how you make a product, how you manufacture a product. You're offering a service. Maybe if they are doing it at a very maybe a stipulated or designated site, you are actually doing it door to door. You get it from the doorstep of your clients. That's fine. You should do something different. Then your current milestone and next milestone. Your current milestone is what you've achieved so far, what you are doing, what you're operating with. And your next milestone is your future plans. It can be for a year. It must be time bound. Your future, they say next milestone. You can say, okay, in the next 1 year, in the next 5 years. it should be time bound. This, yeah, what I want to do. And all these things have word limit of 50. So you must be able to write them down. Remember, this form does not have a save button. So once you start, you're expected to fill them. That's the essence of this video. You can watch it again and again and write these questions down. While you write it down with my explanation, it will help you so that while you're filling them, it will not take much time. For now, this is all we can share about the business plan section of this form. And for those whose business is at the idea stage, I want to encourage you to also use the same strategy to fill the other side of the form. I have said it before, while filling the form, understand that you must fill both sides. First, the size of business, existing business, and the size of business uh, at the idea stage, because they made these two sides compulsory unless they do any other thing to that. Maybe they perhaps review the form from the back end later. That's left for them. But should you have any challenge or you have any concern, feel free to contact us. Our contact is displayed on the screen.